Howdy guys, Nintendo Capri Sun here, and welcome back to Pokémon OmegaRuby. In the last episode, we made it to Lilycove. We cleared out the rest of Route 121. And here I'm talking to some guy about something? What are we doing here? Too bad, a miss. Swing and a miss. Oh, I think that's the person, like, if you have an Altaria, you show that to him and he gives you something, like an Altarianite. Or some stone to make it to Mega Evolve, which is pretty cool, but, you know, I don't have an Altaria, I wouldn't know where to find one anyway. Well, I know where some Swablu's are, but I think I'm probably more likely to find a Q-tip swab now than I am to find a Swablu. Yeah, I walked into this room and I was just like, do I really have to? But then I was like, well, I don't want to walk into a room with 6 people and then just turn around and walk back away. If you did that in real life, it'd probably be pretty rude, so I figured, well, let's talk to these people. And then the mom started talking to me about Pokeblocks, and I'm like, nope, I'm out of here. Enjoy your life with your 4 kids. How does anybody do that? I sure don't know. Oh, it's the dock. How pretty. Until they finish making the ferry, he's making my text move too fast, and I can't talk that fast, so I guess I'm gonna have to just talk and make it the first thing that comes to my mind. Of course, I could do that on this episode if I wanted to. I could just say the first thing that came to my mind, like I did on that Mega Man 3 episode, and just never stop talking. You know, I'd be really good at that if I could actually do it, but the problem is that I'd probably end up saying a whole bunch of stuff that didn't make any sense at all, and I have some soda pop in this vending machine, which I decided to pass on because I'm on a diet and I'm trying to exercise and lose weight anyway, and besides, soda pop's really bad for you, and it's bad for your kidney, so you don't want to drink that stuff, and I'm sitting on the bench now. And it felt really good and everything, and there was nice scenery and everything, but I decided to get up and go, because eventually, you know, when you're playing a game, you want to keep and try to make some progress, and you can't do that when you're just sitting on a bench. So I left the building, and I took a walk around here, and it was really pretty because it was at night and everything, and the music changes at night. I think it does, but I'm not actually sure if it does or not. That sign said Lilycove City Harbor, but I don't really know what that means. So I took the sidewalk, and I came back here, and I know eventually it's only a matter of time before I go to that stupid, that department store, because eventually I'm going to go in there and I'm going to start shopping, and, you know, I'm going to go to floor 1, I'm going to buy a bunch of stuff there, and then I'm going to go to floor 2 and buy a bunch of stuff there, and there's this old couple over here talking about the dock and talking about their memories and everything and how they're going to die pretty soon. They're going to be dead and they're going to be in the ground, and that's going to suck. As long as you're still alive, then you might as well enjoy it. So, and then over here, and there's this building here, and there's a lighthouse, and it's really pretty and everything, but I couldn't really seem to do anything with it, so I decided to sit on the bench, and then I discovered that when you sit on the bench, the camera prints this really pretty angle, so I sat here and I just admired the scenery for a while, and you can see that cave in the background, it's really cool and everything. Eventually I had to cut because I sat there for so long that I thought, oh no, what am I doing? I don't know, I probably went and got a drink or something. So now I'm back on Route 121 here and getting more berries and stuff, but not really because I don't really want any, so I go through the tall grass here, and then I'm oh my god, I'm not doing that. Okay, I lasted, what, about 2 minutes there? But I changed my mind. So, yeah. Of course, now the video took a sudden dip in quality there when I stopped talking. That lady there that I just passed by, that Vanessa, I meant to say she was the Joy Pendant lady last time, but I never did. But she looks just like her. Or she looks like she would love Joy Pendants, that's for sure. And here we go again with a Rick in the ass against an electric poop. It's electric blue. On my knee, I can see! Oh, no. Just being stupid now, trying to sing or singing. Yeah, like this morning I woke up and I had this Eric Carmen song stuck in my head. It's the one that goes like this. Never gonna fall in love again. Now we wonder what it used to be. Cause I couldn't bear to see it end. Just like you and me. So anyway, something about the notes of that song is always really kind of pushes the accuracy of your voice. This would be really fun to sing at karaoke. Of course, I haven't been to karaoke in like 5 years. It's ridiculous, man. I used to love to go to karaoke. I don't know if they do it around here. So they barely did it in Wisconsin when I left. There was like one person I knew of that did it. I went to her show a couple times by myself, but that was about it. But if you were to ask me right now, like, what is the last song that I sang at karaoke in my life, I couldn't even tell you. I think it might be Look Away by Chicago. In fact, that would probably be my best guess, because I distinctly remember giving it a shot that one night, thinking there was no way I'm going to be able to sing this. And I got up there and I sung it. And it was good, and I'm burping because I just had some mashed potatoes. Mashed potatoes have a tendency to give you burping codes. Of course, if you're talking about Grandma Clump, they give you gas, but oh well, anyway. Electricity on the water. Smoke on the water. Yeah, Tentacool, level 20. Somewhere I saw a Tentacool that was named A Cool Tent. Was that Chugga, or like... Or is that like a thing? I don't know. I suppose all I'd have to do is Google it, and I could probably find the answer there, but if I want to find the answer, I could just go and I'll walk into this cave right here. So finally I made it to Mount Pyre, and I decided to go in the cave, and inside the cave there's a cemetery, and it's really depressing because there's a bunch of dead Pokemon in there, and you don't want to think about dead Pokemon because you want to have fun with them while they're alive, and they're still your pets and everything, but the problem is that every time you have a pet, eventually they pass away, and if it's a dog and they live 7 times as fast as you do because they only live like 13 or 14 years, or maybe more like 15 or 16, but as the human lifespan increases, I assume so do dogs' lifespans, I don't know. Nobody ever talks about that, you know, it's like they talk about how humans live to be 80 years old, even though they used to only live to be 40. So does that mean dogs used to live to be only 7 or something? I mean, I don't know. Who knows about that kind of stuff? It's the kind of thing you'd think they would teach you in school, but then again, if they taught you that in school, you would just be talking about how they should have taught you something else instead, like how to do your taxes or something like that, you know? Anyway. Just going through these random spurts of fast talking because it seems better than to sit there and do it through the whole entire video. Besides, that's not good for your lungs anyway, because... Was that a cut right there in the video? I'm not sure why I did that, because I just put out Tyler, and then I threw out Tyler again, and it was really crazy and everything, and I don't know why I'm using Tyler against this dude doofwad anyway, but it worked out pretty well, so I guess I can't really complain too much about that, but anyway, that's a Lyran. He is actually the, the evolution of Aeron. I see I'm still sick too, so sorry about that, and anyway... He was actually a guy that I used back in Sapphire. I don't know why it always takes me so long to think of that title, but I guess it doesn't really matter, does it? Because it doesn't matter how long it takes to think of something, and oh my god, I sound so bad, oh, stop doing that! This ain't worth, no. I need to, like, rewind this commentary, like, 2 minutes. I wouldn't know how to do that, though, if I could. That's okay, though. I mean, have I even said anything about the game at all? I don't know. It's getting hot in here. Here, tomorrow's high is 78. It's like, for crying out loud, it's October! Jeez, at least get into the 60s and stay there. Anyway, that's my Wisconsin ass for you, though, I guess. I sure hope the winters are not as bad as they were up there. Here goes another cut. You know, the toilet. Man, that toilet got onto me yesterday, and it was really... I thought I was going to get flushed. Fortunately, I managed to crawl my ass out of there like a spider. I don't remember if that was in real life that I saw that, or if that was like on a video. Somebody like had a spider in the toilet and they went to flush, but the spider somehow managed to crawl out, despite the water rushing against it. It was like really scary. Jeez, I'd be scared. Yeah, so I got a tape playing over here, copying. It's from 2004. Let's see what he's saying. Since I'm not doing any real good commentary, maybe I can get my 2004 self to say something. Yeah, let's see. He's still talking about that. Oh my god. He's talking about how Joe and the job. That's 2004 for you, though, I tell you. So it was the middle of that year. This is a tape of just before I moved to Virginia, and I was talking about how I didn't want to do it because of Michelle and all that shit. It's so interesting to hear that, though. It's because of just how close I came with her. Like, I seriously thought I had a shot with her. And if I had managed to do it, you know, if I'd managed to get her to love me, or to get her to kiss me, or even go all the way, I mean, that would have been the first time for me. So, I mean, that could mess with your head, you know. It was definitely messing with mine. See, here's the other problem, though, and I very rarely have ever talked about this, but there was another girl, Jane, that I met in New York. When I went up there to visit my friend, I actually went and met her, and I was in love with her for like 2 months. But whatever, she was somebody that I knew on the internet for like 5 years prior to the year that I went to visit New York. And it just so happened she lived in Brooklyn, so I went to see her. And she was cute. And she was hot, too. And she was very sweet, very intelligent, very articulate. Oh, and she dressed freaking awesomely as well. So that was pretty awesome. Oh, anyway, I'm gonna talk about that. It's funny because when I mean, I don't know, it's like I had these 3 different girls on my mind. Ugh. Didn't talk about my love life. This ain't no soap opera after all. This ain't no thinking thing, right brain, left brain. Or, as my alternate lyrics go, this ain't no stinking thing, right pit, left pit. It goes a little deeper than that. You got right guard speed stick. It's a degree antiperspirant, but still your armpits stink like crap. I should have wrote those lyrics for Dad and let him sing them at karaoke. There was one time I did actually sing a parody song at karaoke. The thing, I tried asking them one time if you could do that, and they said no. The person who was running that particular show said no, you have to sing the lyrics of the song. You can't sing your own lyrics to it. I'm like, what? But there was another show where I did it. I didn't even bother to ask if I could. I just went up there and did it. I sang Bad Moon Rising by... You know that song where they say, "There's a bathroom on the right." I sang that, because I wrote a whole song about that. Like, when I release the flood of poop, don't it make my brown eyes blue? There's a bathroom on the right. It was good, man. I wish I can't remember the rest of it. Just remember that one line. When I release the flood of poo, don't it make my brown eyes blue? Because Don't It Make My Brown Eyes Blue, in case you don't know, is actually like an old 60s love song. And to say Don't It Make My Brown Eyes Blue, you're implying that the doo-doo is so full that it's up to your eyeballs. Way to just explain the joke and ruin it for everybody, Tim. Why do I keep saying my name in these videos so much lately? It's like, Tim, Timothy Bishop here, and oh. Okay, what's he talking about now? Or is the tape over? See, the other thing is I don't want the tape to run out. And me not be here to stop it. 900 of them. You can't hear any of this, I'm sure. I can barely understand it myself. I'm like, he doesn't care. That's a fact. That's not a matter of opinion. He doesn't care. I was talking about my sister's husband. Her ex-husband now. He just wouldn't... Oh, such a long story. He would just sit around the house and play video games all day long. I almost wonder if that's part of why I stopped playing video games, because of all the respect I lost for him. Because, man, that guy... Oh, man. I mean, he was nice, but, man, he could not hold a job at all. Oh, whatever. Of course, it's easy for me to say since I already had one. Because it's one thing to actually already have a job, but it's another thing entirely to find one. I mean, that shit's impossible these days. So I remember, I mean, of all the jobs I've had in my life, I think only 2 of them I've actually gotten without the help of some outside influence. I mean, Golden Pantry. I got that job because my stepdad's dad was the owner of the chain, you know. And then, like, Pick and Save, I'm still convinced to this day that my dad came in and read some of my journals or something while I saw how much I was ranting about being unemployed and called Pick and Save himself and said, "You better hire our son, he's gonna kill himself." Or something, I don't know. I was never suicidal, don't worry about that. But man, I tell you. Ugh. And then there was like, what was the other one? And then there were like temp jobs, you know, it's like I went to temp agencies and then they found the job for me, so I don't think that really counts as me getting a job. That was like, once again, me using somebody else's connections, so to speak. But whatever. When did this turn into my life story? I guess this is what happens, though, when I try to post-commentate, you know, this is still post-commentary, and probably the next, I don't know, 3 videos? I would have to estimate. Well, I guess I can click. Let's see. I'm at... What? Okay, it goes up to 1 hour and 43 minutes. I'm just about up to 1 hour now. So yeah, the next 2 videos after this will also be post-commentated. But after that, it should be back to normal. On the other hand, though, doing this post-commentary, I gotta be honest, kind of has its advantages. It's a lot easier to commentate when I don't have to think about what I'm doing in the game, and then at the same time, it's a lot easier to play the game when I don't have to think about what I'm doing in the commentary. So when I first started LPing all the way back in 2007, the last 4 days of 2007, really I didn't start till 2008, if you want to be perfectly honest here. If you're going to round it up. Yeah, I mean, back then I post-commentated everything. Eventually I started doing live commentary, and I definitely, I mean, to be honest, if I had to say now, I definitely think live commentary is the better way to go. But, you know, and I went through a stage, actually, where I hated post-commentary. Because there was one person, I don't want to say who it was, but it was a long time ago, and they don't do LPs anymore. But there was one person who actually admitted to me that they did post-commentary, but they didn't tell anybody else. They tried to make it look like it was live to everybody else, but they told me secretly that it was post and not to tell anybody. So when I would watch their videos, I would know that they were post-commentating. And I could tell every single time that they were lying about pretending to react to something or to think that something was about to happen. And I don't know, it gave me mixed feelings about post-commentary for the longest time. And I've only just recently, maybe in the last few years, started to come back around to realizing that there are, that if you're transparent about it, you can get away with post-commentary. And sometimes, with a game like this that takes as much involved thinking as it does, maybe, I don't know. But if I was doing videos of, like, Mario Maker or something, no, you can't post-commentate that. Because that, the entertainment factor of that practically depends on you being there to react to when you lose a life, to say, dude! Or shit, or fuck, or whatever. You know what I mean. I need to turn this video off here pretty soon. Maybe we'll turn it off before we get to the next floor. Oh, not another trainer. Man, I've got the burps. Okay, what's he saying now? She would catch me to make sure to see if I was sneaking out, to make sure she wasn't looking. I don't know, I was talking about sneaking out of the bakery. I don't know why I did that. I hated that place so much. I was always sneaking out of there before I was supposed to get off. Like, they would schedule me midnight to 8. So I would just leave at 6:30. Because I was done with all my stuff and there was nothing else for me to do. Like, if I got done with my stuff, I think what they expected from me was to go ask somebody, hey, I'm done with my stuff, is there any way I can help? But I was so shy, and hell, I'm still that way, that I didn't want to stop them or interrupt them or anything. Even if I was offering my services, I just didn't want to talk to them because I was afraid maybe my voice would be low and they'd think, oh, he's pissed off or something. And I don't know. The things that the poops, man, the poops. Oh, anyway. So, whatever. You know what else I didn't tell you about? I actually tried to record this commentary earlier today, this morning. And I recorded like 40 minutes worth. And when I stopped the recording was only 45 seconds long. It just erased all the rest of the commentary. And I was like, what? So I hope that doesn't happen again. In a way, I'm kind of glad it did, though, because to be honest, that commentary was not the greatest. Rock slide for you, making a surprisingly good showing against the Giraffarig. Giraffarig, yes. That is how you pronounce that. Got confused there and thought that the Mawile was psychic. He's actually just steel. I know this because in the other version of the commentary that didn't record properly, I looked it up in the book. I should be reading my book now, but I think I learned more with just the hands-on experience than I do with trying to just straight up memorize shit. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and stop the video after this battle, because I'm not seeing a good spot here. And we're already, well, what am I at? It's gotta be at least 20 minutes now, doesn't it? Oh, 1943. That's a good game. Anybody ever play that? I love those little shoot-'em-up games like that. Like, man, there's so many of them, too. Like, little ones. There's a lot of really interesting ones these days. If you go over to Congregate and look, there's games like Starmageddon. That game is pretty cool. got a lot of upgrades. You pick up money from your ships that you shoot, and then you spend it on upgrades for your ships. By the time you get all the upgrades, you're shooting in 8 directions, and like just, whew, it's crazy. Okay, Mysterious Sisters are dead. See you next time on Pokemon OmegaRuby. So long, everybody.